Hello, hello. A Course in Miracles says a miracle is a shift in perception. And I've spoken about perception and changing it. Changing a perception is what all of my work is. Changing who I think I am. Changing how I see myself, how I see other people, how I see situations. Releasing judgment, being able to witness people and things exactly as they are, or as close as my current perception will allow me to see them. As you change your perception of things, your experience of them changes. As you change your perception of yourself, you change. The way you show up in the world changes. Every single time you say the words, I am, you are shaping who you are and how you show up in the world. Don't mind Zulu here. He's anxious. Where is he? There he is. He's anxious for me to throw the stick. The animals are great. They don't get into all this intellectual stuff. They just live as is, as they are. Yes, every single time you say I am or think I am, you are shaping yourself. So what does that look like in your life right now? What are the statements that you say when you think I am? Do you think to yourself or tell other people? Do you say I am lazy? I am stupid? I am weak? That's not really who you are. But that is the story you're telling right now. And that's the story you're experiencing right now. Start telling a different story. For me, what that looks like, I can't say the opposite yet, right? Because you don't believe it. I don't believe it when I say the opposite. If I've been told my whole life I'm stupid, I can't suddenly start saying I'm smart and feel good saying it. It's going to feel like a lie, right? And none of us want to be liars. So instead, we might change that a little bit. Anytime you find yourself saying, I am stupid, or I am struggling, modify it a little bit. I'm not as smart as I could be is a little bit less restrictive, less down-putting than I am stupid. I'm learning how to use my intelligence. I'm currently figuring out how to deal with such and such. I'm really struggling with loneliness. Can be, I'm learning how to live on my own. I'm learning how to feel presence even when people aren't physically with me. Because there are people who love and care about you, almost certainly. And if not, there is Source who is always loving and caring about you. And even though you and I may never have met, I love and care about you. There are many of us on this planet that, in this reality, in this life experience, that do love openly. You just haven't let us in yet. As you change your story of yourself and stop avoiding, consciously or unconsciously, the people who you know would change your life for the better. You'll start to experience a different life. When you think the thought, I am unworthy, or this is what I deserve, or whatever it is you're thinking to yourself, whatever the stories are that you're telling, that you've been told, that you've been taught to tell, as you release those stories, as you change those stories and consciously choose differently, you're going to realize and understand that you have power. You are powerful. The stories you tell, even if it's not your fault, the stories you tell are the ones that shape your experience. You don't have to be stuck in your small self that you've been trained to be. You don't have to pay attention to all of the terrible things happening in the world. You don't have to pay attention to the news. You don't have to pay attention to the starving people in the world, the hungry, the sick, the weak. Paying attention to it only grows the problem. Now, if you feel called to address one of these issues, beautiful. You can't address it from a place of weakness. You have to adjust your story in your life to bring power to yourself so that you can, let me rephrase that. When you adjust your story to allow yourself the power that is innately yours, when you follow your intuition, your instinct, that inner voice that is love and joy and excitement, you begin to have an unfoldment of reality, an experience of reality that is unlike anything you've experienced before. You begin to have the opportunities presented to you to address the things that you care about. You begin to meet the right people at the right times. You cease holding yourself back and you engage with those people as you see them instead of hiding, instead of avoiding. instead of feeling like somehow you're not enough, or these people would never be interested in anything you have to say. Here's a little secret. Realized beings, the people who are out here in the world making major changes, they recognize energy. They recognize when they're speaking with somebody who has a passion and a dream and is moving toward it. We all do, innately. That's a big part of what attraction is when we talk about relationships, romance and romantic and otherwise. We're drawn to people who are on a path, who know who they are. We're drawn to people who love themselves. And we all deserve that. You deserve that. Look at your perceptions of yourself and of the world around you. The world is exactly as it needs to be. You are exactly as you need to be right now, in this moment, for you to learn, to grow, to become the highest version of yourself. Suffering is beautiful because it teaches us to change. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is created within us. I could explain that more, and I probably will in the next video or one of the upcoming ones. But I think it's important to be able to sit with that. Pain is going to happen in this life. We create our own suffering. I love you. Be well.